In our first story today, a US citizen is now missing, all thanks to ICE. In our second story, Stephen Miller exposes himself as being pure evil. And finally, in today's top story, Trump's ICE just killed a farm worker during a raid. Yeah, Donald Trump's immigration crackdown, it is absolutely out of control. And not only are Trump's immigration raids hurting America's cohesion, they're actively hurting American citizens. For example, our first story of today, a US citizen who's also a disabled veteran is now missing after an ICE raid.
A man who works as a security guard here, George Redis. He is a disabled U.S. veteran. He is a U.S. citizen, and they are desperately looking for him. They haven't heard anything about his whereabouts from yesterday. They do say that he was taken in the raid. We want to show you a picture of 25-year-old George Redis, a U.S. Army veteran.
I thought he was probably part of the protest, and he wasn't. He was trying to reverse his car. They broke his window. They pepper sprayed him. They grabbed him, threw him on the floor. They detained him. His wife's been trying to call and ask where he is. They don't know where he is. Apparently, no one associates with nobody. So now we don't know what to do. We're just asking to let my brother go. He's a U.S. citizen. He didn't do anything wrong. He's a veteran disabled citizen. It says it on his car.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrific. But what do you really expect when you have Trump's Gestapo refusing to follow the law? To make matters worse, Stephen Miller, who is pretty much just the czar of this Gestapo, has exposed himself as being pure evil.
What would Los Angeles look like without illegal aliens? Here's what it would look like. You would be able to see a doctor in the emergency room right away, no wait time, no problem. Your kids would go to a public school that had more money than they know what to do with. Classrooms would be half the size. Students who had special needs would get all the attention that they needed. There would be no violent transnational gangs. There would be no cartels. There would be no Mexican mafia. There would be no Serenos. There would be no MS-13. There would be no TDA. You would be living in a city that would be safe, that would be clean. There would be no fentanyl. There would be no drug dens. That could be the future Los Angeles could have, but the leaders in Los Angeles have formed an alliance with the cartels and the criminal aliens.
Yeah, imagine if only immigrants weren't here. Oh, the world would be so much better. Puppies would never die. Cancer would cease to exist. Actually, no. Here's a bit of a fact check for you. Undocumented immigrants quietly pay billions of dollars into Social Security, and they receive no benefits. In 2016, $13 billion was paid into Social Security from undocumented immigrants. But still, this hasn't stopped Donald Trump from taking things from bad to worse. That's right, our top story of the day, Trump's ICE just killed a farm worker during a raid. Take a look at this tragedy. Masked agents running around, chasing people. You can only expect them to run. I was already seeing comments from people saying, well, just don't run then. But there's a couple things here. One, running away from law enforcement, in my opinion, that doesn't earn you a death sentence. Resisting arrest, refusing to comply, that doesn't earn you execution. All in all, this is absolutely tragic. And I think this is really just the beginning of these tragedies until Donald Trump's term is finally over.